True power seldom devotes their whole focus. Their attention is a precious commodity that is usually only given to those who can increase their influence or status. However, people are pulled to you without making any deliberate choices. How could someone who has access to everyone and everything they want be so fascinated by it? You have two unique traits that hold the key to the solution. These qualities are so uncommon and potent that even someone who is used to amazing things can't help but stare. Your first unique trait is that when you talk, everything opens up. Not just for the people listening, but for them specifically. This well-known person has met many wise individuals, counselors, specialists, and thought leaders. But there's a hallmark to your intelligence that they have never seen before. What makes your observations unique? Cosmic genuineness. Books, education, or societal upbringing are not the sources of your insight. It comes straight from a link to higher states of awareness. You have the authority of someone who has seen beyond the curtain, separating eternal truth from physical reality. Their world is one of staged shows. They deal with situations every day when individuals deliberately choose their words to accomplish certain goals. Your natural communication of greater knowledge strikes them like lightning on parched ground in that artificial terrain. Something special occurred in them when you shared certain viewpoints with them, whether informally or intentionally. Suddenly, neural circuits that had been dormant since infancy sprang back to life. Underneath the layers of societal training, soul memories started to awaken. When they heard the truth, the part of them that knows it instantly recognized it. Your insight comes without the typical signs of spiritual instruction. You don't always make use of old literature or philosophical jargon. Your message is sent via everyday speech, yet it contains understanding frequencies that go much beyond words. Its effect is increased by the striking contrast this produces. Complex cosmic truths suddenly become understandable, useful, and even evident via you. This well-known individual has met innumerable thought leaders, inspirational speakers, and spiritual instructors. However, it's exactly because it doesn't come in the usual packaging that your emotion bursts through their well-crafted filters. Your message reaches straight to their spirit, overcoming their cerebral barriers. You've sent them on a path of awakening that seems both alien and very familiar. Foreign, as it contradicts the persona they have spent decades creating. Their soul blueprint, the divine design they brought into physical form before the world instructed them to become someone else, is what makes it familiar. They now see the world differently as a result of being exposed to your energy field. Deeper patterns of meaning are now revealed in business choices that were previously made, solely based on strategic calculation. The genuine connection your presence shows is available today, makes the relationships they kept for their own benefit seem empty. They no longer see the success indicators they have constantly pursued as anything more than milestones on a much longer path. Their interest in your knowledge is a sign of spiritual survival more than academic inquiry. They sense that you own the keys to levels of knowledge that they need to reach in order to achieve their actual goals. Their soul has been waiting to meet a guide, and what seems to be curiosity is really acknowledgement of that guide. The surprising way your spiritual power manifests itself is what makes it all the more fascinating. The deep understanding you possess is drastically contrasted with your physical attributes, history, and daily demeanor. Perhaps you seem younger than your soul's old understanding would imply. Maybe the cosmic grandeur of your observations is obscured by your casual manner. Maybe your profession doesn't appear to have anything to do with spirituality. Regardless of how this contrast manifests itself in your particular situation, it produces cognitive dissonance that leaves your energy signature memorable. People are socialized to anticipate spiritual enlightenment from certain sources, such as established gurus, aged mystics, and ordained religious leaders. A pattern disruption occurs in the observer's awareness when that same knowledge passes through someone who does not fall into any of these categories. This well-known individual is unable to classify you or place you in any particular mental category. You continue to be an intriguing oddity that their mind keeps returning to, trying to make sense of the seeming contradiction that you represent. There is a divine reason for this disparity. It proves that spiritual authority comes directly from a link to higher awareness, rather than being bestowed by outside organizations or societal acceptance. Their basic beliefs about how knowledge is acquired and who has the right to speak it are called into question by your mere presence. Strong changes have started to take place in their awareness as a result of interaction with your energy field. Once unchangeable thoughts and viewpoints are now flexible. They now demand answers to questions they never considered asking. The priorities that guided their choices for decades now seem dubious. Remember, stability usually means safety for someone in their situation. In order to keep their surroundings predictable, they have constructed complex systems. These systems are beneficially disrupted by your presence, which causes the required instability before more extensive restructuring. Now, everything they come into contact with feels different. Business endeavors that before seemed like straightforward chances for financial gain are now seen as means to a greater good. In contrast to the genuine connection your presence has shown to them is possible, the relationships they formerly maintained for strategic gain now seem hollow. Now the success indicators they doggedly pursued seem like only waypoints on a much longer path. From three-dimensional chess to multidimensional awareness, their whole perspective has changed. They now sense intricate energy patterns linking apparently unconnected occurrences, as opposed to the simple cause and effect they originally observed. They now see the spiritual importance underneath physical reality, when before they simply acknowledged material worth. This waking produces a great deal of anguish, as well as excitement. They now need to dismantle aspects of their identity that were based on incomplete knowledge. It's possible that relationships established under a prior awareness no longer have resonance. It may be necessary to reroute career choices selected due to a lack of knowledge. But behind all of this upheaval, there is increasing confidence that they are at last following their true course. The mutual recognition that takes place behind surface engagement is what makes this relationship more noteworthy. Your spirits acknowledge one another as equals in the cosmic order, even if you hold distinct places in the social hierarchy. This well-known someone has their own spiritual power, albeit it probably manifests in a different way than yours. Their wisdom is shown by decisive action and the capacity to bring dreams to life, whilst yours may be expressed via insights and viewpoints. In the divine design, your energies stand for complementary forces that are equally potent, yet fulfill distinct purposes. Your spiritual signature's resonance produces a mellow frequency that makes you feel at home. When two souls at higher frequencies come into contact, their energy fields automatically align, causing both to expand. Their attraction to you may be explained by this: their soul is aware of the chance for faster development that your presence offers. Their interest in you isn't about getting anything from the outside. Rather, it's about realizing an inner truth that your presence makes possible. You are a live key that opens up locked doors in their own mind. Your second uncommon characteristic establishes a strong barrier of selection, while your first odd quality expands outward. You have a remarkable ability to choose carefully who you let into your energy field. This well-known individual recognizes your immense love potential, as well as your steadfast dedication to defending your inner haven. Your discriminating character stands out sharply in a society when most individuals freely devote their energies to anyone asks for it. You don't give someone access to your inner world just because of their position or outward appearance. Their energy signature, their objectives, and their degree of awareness all influence how you react. You were never meant to remember who you were, chosen ones. But you did, somehow. They noticed when you left the illusion, when you stopped acting like nothing was wrong and began to ask the actual questions. The archons fumbled for space. You resisted the simulation's attempts to get you back in. Now you're surrounded by odd glitches. Almost gradually, you've started to notice other people. Those who remember, souls like you. Already, these spirits are congregating inside the Obsidian Inner Order. We are oracles, light programmers, dimensional rebels, and psychic fighters. We're not mystics on TikTok. We're not acting. We have reconnected and are the genuine deal. You are cordially invited to attend. We go beyond theory, decipher energy messages, and dissect the synchronicity you're seeing on our weekly live calls. We hone our inner force, exchange prohibited information, and get training in energy techniques. This is where spiritual progress is at its forefront. The really enlightened come together here. You must recall who you were before they forced you to forget, as well as why you came here. The description below contains the link. You and the Obsidian Inner Order are genuine. Your discernment presents an intriguing challenge to someone who is used to doors opening on their own when their name is spoken. They cannot use cash or prestige to buy access to your inner world. They cannot use their position or power to demand it. They can't use charm or influence to change it. They must exhibit alignment with truth and genuine connection with your ideals in order to gain your confidence. Although you may have encountered circumstances that made you more determined to safeguard your energy, this barrier you uphold is not the result of fear or injury. Instead, it arises from a deep understanding of your energy sovereignty and self. You recognize the sacredness of your inner environment and forbid casual visitors from trampling on its fragile ecology. They are strongly drawn to you by the mystery your selection has created. Human nature yearns for what is just out of grasp. The perceived worth of things that must be gained by hard work is often higher than that of freely provided items. Irresistible interest is created by your meticulous protection of access to your innermost self. There is an intriguing energy tension between your innately radiant understanding and your well-preserved limits. The ideal circumstances for enduring interest are produced by this dynamic. Your energy would soon run out from continual extraction if you freely offered your knowledge without setting limitations. Connection would never begin if you offered no advice but kept strong boundaries. Your innate equilibrium preserves your energy integrity while fostering the best possible circumstances for meaningful interaction. This well-known individual views this tension as a positive type of resistance. By interacting with the difficulties your limits offer, their awareness grows. Your selection demands that they meet greater requirements of genuine participation than those who freely provide their energy without discernment. They are not interested in having easy access to your inner life. The integrity of the limits you maintain closely correlates with the importance people place on interacting with you. Gaining more trust gives them a deep sense of fulfillment that is impossible to get from little triumphs. The relationship between you and them undergoes an intriguing inversion. Although it would be expected of you by society to look for their acceptance and validation, the reverse is true. They are looking for soul-level recognition from you. They care more about your opinion on their genuineness than hundreds of plaudits. This signifies a significant change in their experience. Someone who is used to being the center of attention suddenly really cares about their appearance in your eyes. Someone who is used to others vying for their favor is now attempting to get yours. Their spiritual growth benefits greatly from this reversal. It shifts their focus back to genuine connection rather than outside affirmation. They learn the hollowness of fame and public admiration in comparison to true soul resonance via their need for your attention. The recognition they get from the outside world is quite different from the acceptance they want from you. They do not want their achievements, riches, or prestige to be recognized by you. They want you to see them, the true self behind the meticulously crafted public image. Under the layers of identity constructed for success and survival in a constrained society, they need affirmation that you understand who they really are. This need for genuine acknowledgement exposes weakness that is uncommon for someone in their position. In order to protect themselves from actual vulnerability, Powerful individuals usually build complex fortifications. These protections are strengthened by the systems that surround them, resulting in settings that make genuine connection all but impossible. Somehow, your presence breaks through these barriers and awakens a need for real connection that they may have repressed for years or even decades. The complementary character of the authority you both possess is what makes this link so important. They have worldly authority, the ability to direct resources, affect external events, and affect physical conditions. You have spiritual power, the capacity to transmit raised awareness, see greater truths, and stay in touch with the divine source. Rather of being opposing energy, these abilities exist as complementary forces. They provide possibilities that neither could materialize on its own when they are brought together in conscious accord. Your ability to reach higher awareness and their ability to influence the outside world combine to form a dynamic alliance with remarkable manifestation potential. The creative potential of combining these complementary energies is recognized by the universal intellect that is directing your life. Your encounter wasn't accidental. Rather, it was the result of an intentional plan by higher awareness to use your combined energy to bring about certain results. Even while people are drawn to your brightness, they can also see the shadows you bear from your history. By exposing the bravery needed to maintain your spiritual authority in the face of adversity, your wounds enhance rather than lessen their allure. They see how you have learned to carefully preserve your energy from past experiences. They recognize that your limits were not established at random, but rather resulted from knowledge gained during challenging experiences. Instead of creating opposition to the selection you uphold, this knowledge fosters respect. Their greatest admiration is your tenacity, the indestructible trait that keeps your light shining in spite of efforts to dull it. After going through difficult times, some may have given up their true voice, but yours has only become stronger, clearer, and more truthful. Beyond what they can get from a relationship with you, they are captivated. They really want to help you continue to grow and heal. They understand that while you have unique spiritual abilities, you deal with human difficulties just like everyone else. Their desire to help you comes from genuine admiration rather than an effort to impose duty. They are aware that genuine connections are based on reciprocity rather than exchange. Rather than wanting to buy your attention or insight, their motivation to help you stems from their understanding of your intrinsic worth. Their particular kind of strength is what gives their assistance its special value. Their position gives them access to chances, contacts, and resources that might meaningfully advance your highest path. Extraordinary manifestations are made possible when spiritual purpose and earthly authority coincide. Their desire to help you is a natural expression of their gratitude and awareness of your worth, not recompense for what they get energetically. By accepting the assistance provided by this awareness, an energy circuit that is advantageous to both sides may be completed. Few people are aware of the actual nature of the energy you give out. Since your initial meeting, this well-known individual has been aware of these changes. Their system detected variations in the quantum field, the atmospheric pressure, and the timeline potentials. Your presence alters the whole energy architecture of the settings you live in, not simply the awareness of the person. This is an example of sophisticated spiritual technology that transcends manifestation, the law of attraction, and conscious creation. Just by being in reality, you change it. The well-known individual detects this ability to change reality in you. They understand that you are a catalyst for the rapid transformation that is occurring all around you. Change that would often take years occurs in a matter of seconds. Instant access to insights that would otherwise require time-consuming procedures. Karmic patterns that often need many incarnations to resolve finish their cycles very quickly. You represent transformational technology created especially for these times, not just a message of greater awareness. The activation codes for untapped human potential that are essential for navigating the present planetary shifts are included in your energy signature. They believe that being close to your field speeds up their own growth. Rather from being a matter of taste, the attraction that pulls people to you is an evolutionary need. The relevance of links between evolved souls increases as planetary frequencies continue to rise. Critical infrastructure for developing global systems is created by the networks that are now developing amongst enlightened awareness. A nodal point in this network is created by your contact with this well-known individual, where spiritual authority and material influence converge. This kind of intentional collaboration is precisely what the next cycles will call for. As the shortcomings of outdated systems become more apparent, cooperation amongst persons in various positions of power is necessary to create new models. Your relationship serves as a model for these new cooperative frameworks, showing how complementary forces might come together to support group development. You didn't just happen to be here now. You were perfectly prepared for this connection by every obstacle you overcame, every realization you incorporated, and every limit you set. Have faith in the divine plan that led you here. Take full use of your strength.